Good afternoon, everybody. Howdy, howdy. Thank you for being here today. What an incredible time at your San Antonio Food Bank to recognize today's graduates. My name is Michael Guerra. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer at your San Antonio Food Bank, and I'll be doing a little bit of the wrangling of speakers today and being your host for our gathering. Today we're going to recognize graduates in two of our workforce training programs, our warehouse training program and our culinary training program. We'll be recognizing 32 graduates across both of those programs spanning from October of last year to July of this year. We're going to do a couple of things today. We have, of course, some incredible food. Wouldn't be a food bank without some food, so you could have some food. We have some speakers. We have a speaker from the students themselves. We have a community speaker. Katie from HEB is here. We're going to hear from our CEO, Eric Cooper. And then, of course, we will have the graduation ceremony itself. So kind of two components, a little bit of program, followed by some great graduation pictures and the offering of those certificates. So that's what's ahead. But first, to open us up and bless our meal, we have a great friend at Sinclair Broadcasting. She works with us, and the folks at Fox News and News 4 want to bring up for a meal blessing Andrea Sauceda, who's going to bless our meal for us. Please welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you. We're just going to say a quick prayer. If you can bow your heads so you can say a prayer. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for bringing us all here together today. Lord, we ask that you please bless this food and bless the hands that prepared it. As we celebrate the graduating classes, we ask that you please guide their footsteps in their careers and their paths. And we know that you have your hand over them. We just ask that you continue to bless them in their respective fields. Lord, we thank you for all of the people that are here today that are supporting the food bank, all of our partners. We thank the food bank. We thank the teachers that are teaching the culinary students. We just ask that you please keep your hand over everybody that is here. We ask for divine protection, intervention, grace, and prosperity, and everybody's here's perspective, careers, businesses, philanthropies, so that they can continue to service the community with the platform that you've given them. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, for all of the relationships that we have, and we ask that you just continue to grow all of our relationships with the San Antonio Food Bank as we service our community. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. The food is starting to come out, so I'm glad we got that taken care of. Just to offer gratitude is, I think, one of those great disciplines that we can all have every day. And Andrea, thank you for offering grace for us. All right, food's coming out. These guys, in case you're wondering, they're only getting served first because they're going to be speaking to you. So we're going to try and get them fed a little bit as we move forward. Blake Ward. Blake is one of our graduates today, and he is going to present our meal. Blake, could you come on up and he is going to present this incredible meal that our team and students have put together. Give a hand for Blake Ward, please.
Hello guests, all graduates, congratulations. Today for our salad course, we will have a spring mix with a balsamic vinaigrette. For our main course will be chicken marsala over rice with roasted root vegetables. And for dessert, we have a beautiful sweet carrot cake for you guys. So hope you guys enjoy. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Way to go. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. All right, please eat. As you get your foods, oh my gosh. As your entrees come, please take it away. But your salads are there. Start on those salads. You have water there. If you need more water, the team can help you. All these volunteers are part of the San Antonio Food Bank staff, so thank you, team, for helping and leaning in today. Many of you probably are not familiar with the curriculum and the training that our students have gone through, whether it be culinary training or workforce warehouse training. To that end, we have a couple of people who are going to give overviews of that. I want to bring up Andrew Scarborough, who's going to first give a bit of an overview on our San Antonio Food Bank culinary warehouse training, and that will be followed by a little presentation on our warehouse training. So will you join me in welcoming Andrew to the stage? He's brand new on our team, so come on up, Andrew.
Thank you all, and bear with me, I'm new, like he said. My name is Andrew Scarborough, and I am the Culinary Business Manager here for the San Antonio Food Bank. And I'm going to give you a little overview of this program today. Our culinary training program is an intense professional training for the culinary industry. Our culinary training program is now state certified by the Texas Workforce Commission and American Culinary Federation Education Foundation. This program's main goal is to help the students find a long-lasting work to provide for their future. Even here at the food bank, we hire some of these students. We have a new sous chef and 3 culinary chefs at the community kitchen on campus that are from this program. The program strives to teach students culinary knife skills, sauces, cooking techniques, and in addition, coursework will cover professional recipe writing, costing, and menu design. The course will provide training and testing for managers, food safety production certification, and TABC seller server certification. The curriculum combines lecture, hands-on training, and industry-related production. Congratulations today to all the graduates who have done their hard work and dedication to be a part of this program.
David Carvajal has been teaching our warehouse training program for a number of years. I want to bring him up. He leads our warehouse operations team. Give him a warm welcome too, please.
I'm not as new, but I wrote everything down because I didn't want to miss anything. So, hello and welcome. I am the director of warehouse and food safety. Just wanted to give a brief overview of the warehouse and logistics training program. But I do teach the program, but I do have to recognize Rocky Garcia. Rocky Garcia, you just stand up. Students don't know him. So, you know Rocky? So, Rocky teaches the classroom curriculum and hands-on training in the warehouse. So these graduates are here really because of him. Rocky takes the students through a rigorous 6-week professional training. Students are taught industry-specific warehouse, logistics operations and management, safety protocols, OSHA training, while gaining hands-on training needed to achieve gainful employment in our field. The course provides training and testing for forklift certification. Usually the students start with a safety training before they move on to warehouse equipment. They then move on to actual forklift operation, followed by shipping and receiving training. Here at the San Antonio Food Bank, we're blessed to have accessibility to a facility and equipment that each student can utilize. The most important part of this training is to master all forklifts used in our industry, so we work with the students daily to help them accomplish this. We're very grateful for the students that have successfully completed this program, and we're proud to celebrate with them today. So congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Dave, very, very much. Please continue to eat as the food makes its way out for you. I hope you're enjoying that. It looks really delicious. I want to recognize some of the people who have joined us today as special guests and some of the companies that support us today and throughout the year when it comes to these 2 training programs, as well as we're recognizing our community partners in our workforce training efforts. First and really foremost, families that are here, thank you for joining us, for supporting your graduates to be today along this journey. Please consider yourselves members now of the San Antonio Food Bank family, and we're just so happy that you're with us today. I want to recognize a few businesses that are supporting our graduates today. Denise and Darlene are here from Kinetic Products. They're supporting us with some backpack gifts. The Chef's Coat today are presented through Cisco Foods, and Steve Mosley, Kylie Burns, and Brian Clow. And then Food Related is here and presenting some chef kits, and thank you, Lacey Davis, for representing them. Would you give a hand for our businesses supporting us today? And a few other special guests. I know right here in the front table, at table 3, Kevin Bergner is here. Kevin sits on our board of directors, retired soldier, major general, and just an incredible human being that supports our work. So thank you, Kevin. Also, some of my colleagues on the executive team, Kevin Brown, our CFO, Melanie McQuarrie, our Chief Program Officer, Gina Macias, our Director of Strategy and Leadership, and you'll meet our CEO in a second. So thank you, colleagues. I want to recognize from Cox Media Group and the Y100 team, Katie Dempsey and Tucker Young, who are here. Part of our hospitality committee, Chef John Brand, who represents Potluck Hospitality, Nicola Massey, chef from the Jerk Shack, and Kim Beecher from Embark Marketing. Really grateful for you all joining us today. From Green Vegetarian, the executive chef and founder, Mike Barron, is here as well. And Pouring with Heart, the community support manager, Jack Clark. Could you give a hand for all those special guests with us today? And if I fail to mention your name, it's not because you're not special important, it's just because I'm not that good, so I apologize. Also, I want to recognize our community partners in our workforce effort. Workforce Solutions Alamo, Avance, Project Quest, the Alamo Colleges District, Chrysalis Ministries, Cortez, the YWCA, and Texas A&M San Antonio. Thank you all very, very much. How about a hand for those incredible community partners? I should also call out the City of San Antonio and their incredible Ready to Work effort as well. Transition to a few of our speakers. I mentioned that we have a guest from HEB, Katie Chain, here is with us today from that team. And I want to just read a little bit of her bio. It's my first time to meet Katie, but as I was reading her bio, there are a couple of things that stood out that I want to share with you, because many times I know we'll hear somebody speaking and we just don't know much about them as they kind of get in front of us. So Katie's been with the HEB family for 25 years and has held many positions, and currently works with the public affairs team as the program manager, working on the education and workforce initiatives for HEB. In 2016, Katie built the high school and 2-year technical internships program for HEB, working with ISDs, with school districts across Bexar County and the Alamo Community Colleges. HEB has offered, get this, more than 3,000 student experiential learning opportunities to include summer internships, job shadow experiences, and mentoring opportunities. And in 2018, if that wasn't enough, Katie started a clothes closet that is focused on making sure high school students have professional wear as they begin their first job, internships, etc. Any students can shop the closet for free and take whatever they need. She currently has 2 clothes closets at the Texans Can Academy and at the Cast Lead High School, and more to come. She's also a mom of 2 great kids. They're constantly keeping her centered and reminding her of what's really most important in life, and that's family. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker today, Katie Chain from HEB.
Good afternoon, you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this very important day. I'm very excited to be up here talking with you all. And I've had the chance, I wrote down a lot of things, and I wrote them really big because I can't see, so I don't know if any of you have that same problem. Hoping I don't have to put my glasses on. But I really just, coming into this room, I got to talk with some of the students, so thank you for sharing your story. And they were super excited about this program. I talked to 3 students, and they felt like the program was amazing. The one thing they said that was negative is it was too short. They wanted more, right? They wanted more time, they wanted to learn more, they wanted to dig in. So for the program manager who's leading this, you really need to make it longer. And a second session, so just saying. They loved it. But I'm super excited to be here. I love that they have these programs like this available now, because back in the 19th century when I was going to school and trying to figure out my life, there weren't programs like this out there. We just weren't aware of them. So thank you so much to the food bank for doing these programs and helping the community kind of grow. As someone told me a long time ago, everyone has a story, some very different than you would expect. My story began on the south side of San Antonio. I grew up in a family where my mom didn't work. My dad was a truck driver. Neither one of them completed high school and never even thought about going to college. It wasn't even a conversation. So my brother and I never had that conversation either. We never sat down and talked about college. We never even sat down and talked about, what does your future look like? What do you want to do with your life? We just didn't talk about it. No one ever asked us those questions. So, as we went through high school and sort of tried to figure out what our life was going to be like, I started working at Bill Miller's. Any of you guys ever work at Bill Miller's? That's tough. Yeah? That's a tough job. Right? So I started working there when I was 16 years old and decided that if I was going to make anything in my life, I really just had to do it on my own. And so I got into a leadership training program at Bill Miller's, which I didn't put in my bio, but I actually, at 19, I was running restaurants for them, and I did that for 10 years. Loved the people interaction. I met so many people. Everybody in Texas, actually in San Antonio, goes to Bill Miller's for what? tea and brownies, right? And then they go to HEB for everything else, right? So I've been able to really meet so many people across San Antonio that have really helped to form my life and who I am today. So went through that, and then, life went on. I decided I needed to change, but I had no formal education, right? And so changing jobs might have been difficult. I was 28, I decided I was going to apply at HEB. Went through several interviews, got hired on at HEB in 1998. And I got hired into a program called the School of Retail Management. It was a management training program to become a deli manager because of my food service background. So I went through that training program, became a deli manager, did that for a while, and one day someone came up to me and said, "Hey, Katie, what's next for you?" And again, didn't have a lot of those conversations in my life. Life just sort of happened to me, right? And I said, "Well, we're creating this new pizza, like it's gonna be really exciting." And she was like, "No, like in your career." And I was like, "Oh." So it got me thinking, right, what is next for me in my career? And by this time I was married, I had 2 kids, loved my job, but I wanted something more. So I decided to apply for a program called the School of Retail Leadership. It's a leadership training program that really basically teaches you how to run an entire unit for an HEB. Again, no formal education, but these training programs really helped to move my career along. And that's why I love these types of training programs, because even though you may not have a formal education, these programs really can help you move along. And so I went through this training program, became a store leader, and then you fast forward to today, I'm really doing passion work now and continuing to work at HEB, right? So now, again, I lead a high school internship program. I get to help young people all the time kind of figure out what's next for them. I get mentors set up in the high schools for young people. Just love the work that I'm doing. I've been very blessed to be able to do it for the same company. And what's important about being with one company for 25 years? You get 5 weeks vacation because you don't start over, right? And so I get lots of vacation. Okay, that's one thing great about working for a company for a really long time. But I'll tell you guys, even though the training programs were great, what I want you to take away from this, if nothing else, is that the biggest thing that affected me in my career and that helped me move forward in my career is the relationships that I've been able to build over the last 25 years, right? Every job that I went into was because I built a relationship and someone saw potential in me that I could do something different or just something else, right? And so people would approach me and just talk to me, "Hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about being a corporate recruiter for HEB?" I'd never thought about that. I didn't even know that was a thing for me. So, as you move through and you take on, some of you already have great jobs. I've talked to some of you who are already loving where you're working. Some of you upgraded where you're working, and now you've got a promotion at your same company, or you went to a new company. Build relationships. I cannot tell you enough how important that is, because your instructors today that you had in this program are going to be those instructors that are going to write you a recommendation letter for that next job, right? The person sitting next to you that was in class with you is going to be that next sous chef somewhere that might be able to help you advance your career. So just build relationships. Don't ever take that for granted, right? Just know people that are in the room, know who you can talk to, and do that. I tell my high school interns all the time, just talk to people, just network. Just if you're in an elevator with somebody, strike up a conversation. You never know. I was on an elevator one time with Charles Butt, and that was actually really cool, right? And I knew who he was because you know who he is. But just build those relationships. So really that's, I mean, I wrote down a lot of things and I didn't even read them, so there's that. But good luck to all of you. I'm so proud of everything that you've done. I love this program. I'm gonna get more involved in this program because HEB is always looking for great people to join our company. We're always looking for pipelines, right? And so these programs that I'm learning about could be great pipelines for our company. So consider as an employer. This is not an HEB go, but work for HEB, yay, right? Okay, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Katie, very, very much. It's okay to pitch HEB. So that's super awesome. In addition to our guest speaker today, we have a student representing our culinary training program, soon-to-be graduate, and I want to bring up right now Charles Davila, and as I say a few words about him, if he can kind of come up onto the stage. Charles is a published chef and musician, has traveled all across the country sampling a variety of different foods, and wants to share his best experiences with his community with a passion. He's committed to fighting hunger one plate at a time, believing a voluntary society is achievable when a community can unite behind a common goal, such as food security and safety, because nothing is more relatable than being hungry, and food brings everyone to the table, and the elderly alike. Without the elderly, we have no history, and without children, we have no future. So food safety and community security is a must to protect them as a part of the most vulnerable part of our community. Please join me in welcoming soon-to-be graduate Charles Davila.
Hi, everybody. My name is Charles Davila. Thank you for the introduction. Appreciate that. I've been here a resident of San Antonio most of my life. Grew up here with a lot of friends. Unfortunately, I grew up in a demographic that was not likely to make it to the age of 21, and I'm still here. Unfortunately, I can't say that for a lot of my friends. Had some lost to undiagnosed mental health issues and a lot of stress in their life. And sometimes they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. Those times are behind us now. As we move forward together as a collective, as a community, and to take care of one another, we're looking out more for people who might have issues with their mental health, and we can take care of those issues and address them. And I appreciate, this food bank being here, because it is a very strong pillar in this community in helping prevent a lot of people from having mental health crises, as we've seen in the pandemic when thousands of people, tens of thousands of people were going hungry and they came here. This is a very important place, and I respect this place even more now that I've gained an education from it, because it's more than just food. It's job opportunities, education. I worked for the kitchens during the pandemic for many, many years, and I've been doing catering all across Texas, from here to Waco. Once did a children's event in Waco where I served personally Matthew McConaughey, some prime rib that was smoked. It was a little undercooked, but that wasn't my fault, I did warn the caterers, like, hey, this I'm warmer than the meat that's being served here. It was 89 degrees. It was terrible. Training here was intense. It was 10 weeks and 400 hours. Every day I got up to be here because I wanted to learn as much as I could, because as a passionate chef, as somebody who cares a lot about food, I wanted to learn all the things that I didn't know, And I got to find out why the things that I did were the right things that we're doing, and how to perfect the things that I didn't know I was doing right, to make them right the first time. The warehouse is state of the art. The kitchen is state of the art. At full capacity, if we have enough volunteers, donors, and resources, we can feed a lot of people during big emergency situations like hurricanes, droughts, fires, anything that comes our way, we can handle it. But we need people to step up and be donors and volunteer. As a matter of fact, volunteering is how I came to find out about the culinary program, because on the website it was listed on there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to join. I'm going to find out what this is all about. And I'm so glad I did, because without this, I wouldn't have gained all the information and knowledge in the industry that I have today to be able to write a book, or actually write a recipe that was published in this book. It's called the Anarchist Cookbook 2.0. It's a cheeky tongue-in-cheek rip-off of the title from the book from the 60s of recipes you really shouldn't make at home. But this one has really good quality recipes for pickles and breads and all kinds of good stuff, written by a lot of people who are free thinkers all across the world. Entering the real world after culinary class was kind of difficult. It was very hard navigating the job landscape, with a lot of places not offering very high wages. So I found myself at odds with my training and wanting to actually serve the community and fulfill my obligations to the program. So I took a job at a diner, and I did as much as I could to help that diner out, but I had to part ways with that place because the management there is unsuitable to be even serving anybody there, because they do not care as much as I do. And I don't want to tarnish my reputation, my good name, with bad quality and bad service, and just can't do that. This program helped me land a job, a good offer. It was the difference between making $38,000 and $50,000. The question I was asked, what's the difference between hollandaise sauce and béarnaise? Had I not taken this course, I would have not known that answer. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here don't know the answer to that either. But it's tarragon. Tarragon's the difference. And I happen to know that because I learned from a great man, Chef Greg Williams, who's out there in the back. appreciate them very greatly. Miss Lillian Kingery, also to you as well. You've been there for me, and if it wasn't for her, taking care of my problems, when I had issues with my light or whatever, she would take care of those problems for me and handle up on them while I focused on the culinary experience here. Food bank, as I said earlier, is very important in averting mental health crises. Helps reduce crime because people don't have to worry about stealing to make food, money to get food. And kids, if they eat if they have a well-balanced meal, nutritious, they don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to be when they get home from school. They can just eat and be happy and then focus on school. And so that lays down the foundation for a better society, a more educated society stepping forward. And as our duty as humanitarians to fight hunger and advocate for free access to all kinds of healthy food, because a lot of the students, a lot of people don't have that access still, even in this day and age. In closing, the night is always darkest before dawn, and the storm doesn't always last forever. And the food bank is like a life raft. It helps to buoy and sustain everybody through the storm, which is all weather. Thank you again, Chef Greg, Ms. Lillian Kingery. I'd like to close off with a quote from Dr. Ron Paul. If we are not free anymore to decide something as basic as what we wish to eat, then how much freedom do we really have left? Bon appetit, everybody.
Thank you, Charles, very, very much. This time, we are going to bring up our President and CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank, Eric Cooper. It's always a pleasure to introduce Eric. Eric started his journey at the helm of the San Antonio Food Bank in 2001. Many of you probably will recognize him if you don't know him from his time in the media, recognize his voice from his time on radio. But for all of you who have been at the food bank, students who've trained in the programs, you'll know from his presence, from his warmth, and from just his time kind of getting to know the people here, whether you're an intern, student, a trainee, an employee, visitor. Eric's always the first to reach out, to say hello, to introduce himself, and to welcome you. But he's an incredible business leader. Over his time of leadership at the San Antonio Food Bank, Eric's built a food bank into one of the top 100 nonprofits, not just in the city or the state, but in the United States. And that was recognized by Forbes, as San Antonio Food Bank recognized as one of the top 100 charities in the United States. He's also grown the number of meals that go out to our community, and Charles highlighted the need that's grown over the years for individuals in San Antonio when it comes to hunger and poverty, grown that from tens of millions to literally hundreds of millions of meals. And the number of meals he's put out over his 22 years into the community are well in the tens of billions. Just an incredible amount to look back and to see the difference that one individual has made. Within our network of food banks across the United States, the Feeding America Network, Eric has received the Legacy Award, the highest award possible for a CEO within a network, and has also had the San Antonio Food Bank recognized as Food Bank of the Year within the network of food banks across the United States. He's had us as an organization recognized by Charity Navigator as one of the top 5% most efficient and effective nonprofits in the United States. And something that I know the board is very proud of, he's done it all on just 2% administrative overhead, so he keeps it an incredibly tight and efficient ship. So please join me in welcoming our President and CEO, Mr. Eric Cooper.
Thank you, Michael, and just thank you all for being here to support the students in their journey and to celebrate this moment in time. Students, we're here for you, and as I watched as our team at the food bank, many staff from different departments leaned in to make today a success, I just want to thank them, the culinary staff, and then all the admin and support staff that have been delivering plates to tables. It's incredible when a team comes together and you work as one. Many of us talk about that, but it's rarely actually executed, and I'm so proud of our team. that executes it every day. There's a lot of great folks in the audience, and I know Adrian Lopez with Workforce Solutions Alamo said he was sitting in the back so that when I started speaking, he was going to get up and get to work. He was here for just the food, but he is no bigger champion of workforce training and advancement than I think any person in our city. Really believing that the opportunity for people to be food secure, to be secure in their housing, and to really thrive is through employment. And so, Adrian, thank you for your leadership. Katie, what a story. I think that is so much of all of our journeys, right? As we make our way and we make decisions, and there's these pivot points where there's a decision to be made. And those decisions generally involve risk and uncertainty. But once you start to head in that direction, you can find reward. And the reward is oftentimes unattainable without that hard work and risk. And thank you for just sharing those moments. And Charles, man, chef, public speaker, well done, author, incredible to have you a part of this class and to hear your passion about social justice and putting food on the table for people. And thank you and the rest of the students for what you've done in your training. This dual impact of providing for those in need, actually executing on mission while learning is an incredible experience to watch. The classroom of our kitchen is productive because it's providing tens of thousands of meals every day to individuals that don't know where their next meal is coming from. So had you not been in pursuit of a culinary education, people may have gone hungry in our community. So connecting those dots, I think of all the people we want to make proud, and oftentimes that's our God, our faith tradition. Oftentimes it's our parents, our loved ones, our family members, and then our community. And I hope you students know that we are very proud of you. And parents of the graduates, I know you're proud of them also. I am known for telling stories about farmers, and I think of the American farmer and really farmers throughout the world as people that we owe a great debt of gratitude to. They are oftentimes the reason that we can be nourished. It is their hard work and struggle that allows us to feel full, to be able to satisfy our hunger, for us just to be able to enjoy the traditions that we do, because food is everything, right? Food is culture, it's family recipes, it's date nights, it's love, it's everything. And our society, as it is, depends on farmers, and so farmers are great. And you can ask our employees about the farmer with his donkey in the well. I'm not going to share that story, but I'm going to tell a story about an award-winning farmer that was notarized because every year for the past 25 years he had won the county fair with his sweet corn. And so again, the state and the region would always celebrate his glory in winning the prize, but it was a reporter for a regional newspaper that came to visit with the farmer just to learn a little bit about how he would do it, and to win anything once is an accomplishment, but to win consecutively year after year was something that this reporter was just interested in learning a little bit about how he did it. And so he walked with him on the farm as he looked after the soil, and as he took care of his water supply and really nurtured his plants, and how delicate he was in his harvest, and just really saw that this guy had a lot of passion, that was an ingredient that seemed pretty unique. But when they went to the fair, there was a lot of angst on whether or not he was going to win, but everyone said, well, he always wins, so we'll see how it goes. And sure enough, he did win. And so the reporter documented, his humility, like he just, he wasn't boasting that he was the best, farmer of corn. He just happened to grow it. But the reporter said the most interesting part of what he experienced was that upon then winning the title for the year, he would take all the seed corn that he used to grow that award-winning crop, and he started to share it with all of the other farmers in the county. And he'd say, here, this is this year's corn. And they all were so excited to get the seed crop for the award-winning corn. And the reporter's like, you do this every year? And he said, well, of course. He says, well, like, aren't you worried you're going to lose the title? I mean, your proprietary product, the seed that actually helped you win, you're now giving that to others. I mean, you could be selling that if you wanted to, but it seems like this title has been important to you, and you're now putting that title in jeopardy. And the farmer just said, well, how else would I grow award-winning corn? Because you see, if I'm going to win again next year, I've got to make sure that everybody in this region is growing the best corn, because then that'll give me the lift that I can actually grow good corn. Because there's so many things that go into growing good corn. Man, you got to make sure that you keep the weeds down. You got to make sure you keep the insects at bay. You got to make sure you get just the right water and all of those things. And as this region that I'm in, as all of us thrive with the best crops, the healthiest corn, then my corn gets healthier. If I try to distance myself where everybody around me has poor corn, my corn will be poor. And so when I look around this room and I think about all the folks in this region that are doing stuff around workforce, it's the collective that really is where the magic happens. It's not one of us, it's all of us. And so as a community, we couldn't be any more proud of you as a graduating student. We've shared our corn, and we can't wait for you to start to share yours. There's some incredible employers in the room right now. HEB is one of them, that I would be introducing myself to Katie for sure, and making sure that that's a relationship in community that you nurture, that you stay connected to. Chef John Brown, where are you, John? Hey, there's another gentleman there that, man, anybody that knows his way around a restaurant and the industry and knows about jobs and opportunity and advancement, man, when Katie was talking about the 2.0 for learning, I was thinking about the Hospitality Academy that John leads, and continued education for advancement and excellence in industry. That can really benefit you as a student, but will benefit our community. We all want to thrive, and we couldn't be any more proud of these students as they take that step forward, putting a little bit of risk out there, hoping for a bigger reward. I hope that reward comes, and thank you for helping us serve those that we do. God bless y'all. Love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. C, very much. If y'all turn your attention to the back of the room, those two handsome guys in the white chef's coats. The one that's saying no, no on the left with the blue apron, that's Chef John Paul. He put together today's meal for us. Thank you, Chef. Yeah, a lot of. He didn't. That's the Air Force saying hello to you there, Chef. It's a little Air Force salute to you guys. And Chef Greg Williams, culinary instructor. Thank you, Chef, for being a culinary instructor with us. All right. It is time to give out some certificates, recognize some graduates. Could I ask all of those who will be graduating today in the culinary program, if you could just kind of make your way back along that wall there. This wall? No. That way, that way. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate that. Some stage direction. Make your way to where Tina Ford is right up here. So if you're going to be a culinary graduate, don't worry about the order. I'll call your name out. But if you're a culinary graduate, we're going to get you guys first. And if I could also invite Maricela Barron, who leads our culinary effort with all of our chefs, if she could come up to be with Mr. Cooper for these presentations. After the culinary graduates are through, we will get our warehouse folks. We did it by alphabetically, so in case you're wondering, C's are first, then the W's. Graduates, they're going to process in front. Yep. Once you guys process in front, so you don't have to kind of come up and down, process in front of the stage as I call your name. And you going to stay up here? All right. Deal. All right. Never mind. You're going to come right up where I am and get behind me. We'll get your picture, and then we will get you on your way. You will also be receiving a chef jacket as a part of this, besides your graduation certificate. And then a reminder, hey, culinary graduates, as you all finish today, stop by the table on your way out. There's also another gift for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2023 graduates of our culinary training program. Please join me in welcoming graduate Diana Carsey. Nope. All right. Diana, are you here? Nope. Here comes Diana Carsey. I'm going to pull over a little bit. Please join me in recognizing graduate Charles Davila, a resident philosopher. Please join me in recognizing graduate Zachary Delgado. Zachary Delgado. Delgado once, Delgado twice, no Delgado en la casa. Also, family members, you're very welcome to join Julian here when he's taking some official pictures, but if you want to get a picture as your graduates come up, you're very welcome to do so the same. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Robert Fabella. Please join me in congratulating graduate Martin Favela. Thank you. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Trinity Ray Garcia. Congratulations. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Alvaro Jose Terran. Alvaro. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Eva Luis. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Chandra Estelle Reyes. And please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Edward Salazar, Jr. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Mariah Solis. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Forrest Webb. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate William Lois Williams. Congratulations, Willie. And rounding out our culinary training program graduates, please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Brent Michael Zinnel. At this time, could the warehouse graduates also come to this side and join Tina Ford over here as I get ready to call your names, please? How about a big final round of applause for all of our culinary graduates? Show them some love. They're going to be cooking for you soon, right? It's awesome, awesome. David Carvajal, could you come join Mr. Cooper at the stage, please, for the presentation of the certificates? Thank you, sir. All right, now the presentation of our warehouse training program graduates. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Antonio Casas. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Alex Lawrence Doyle. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Joseph Anthony Esparza. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Neil Flores. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Carlos Anthony Garre. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Roman Gonzalez. No? No está Roman? He left already? All right. He will get his certificate afterwards. So congratulations, Roman. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Isle Josu Isaguirre Saravia. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Edward Losoya. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Damian Quiros. You can keep applauding, that's awesome. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing graduate Francisco Javier Ramirez. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Daquan Slater. Please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Derek Strickland. And completing and rounding out our graduates for the warehouse training program and for today's program, please join me in recognizing and congratulating graduate Jose Torres. About a big round of applause for our warehouse graduates, please. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Thank you, Mr. Carvajal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, right on schedule. 1 o'clock we're supposed to finish, and we're on good time today. I know many of you need to hustle back to work, but listen, there's plenty of time to take pictures at either of the step and repeats. A reminder for culinary graduates to please stop by the table, the registration table on your way out. There's another gift for you there if you're a culinary graduate. Family members, thank you. Please know you're welcome here anytime, especially to volunteer. Community partners, distinguished guests, thank you for taking time out to celebrate this incredible effort by your San Antonio Food Bank team. Staff, thank you for the hard work. JP and team for the meal. God bless. That completes our program. Y'all have a safe day. Thank you. We'll see you soon.